Welcome to engineering graphics class. Today we are going to see about projection of solids. In India, always we will prefer the projections in first quadrant. So we are going to see the projection of solids in first quadrant. So we know about the four quadrants. So this is your first quadrant and I have placed the object in the first quadrant. Now we are going to visualize the front view of our object in first quadrant. This is the front view. So when you see here, always the front view will be projected on the vertical plane and the top view will get projected on the horizontal plane. So in 2D when you draw, so this is your XY reference line. So the front view will be always above your XY reference line and the top view will be below your XY reference line. So this is going to remain the same for all the cases. In today's class, we are going to see about the projection of cube. So I am having cuboid, so I am going to use this. Then cylinder, then a triangular prism. First, let's see the cube now. So for the cube, the analysis is simple since all sides are equal. So for this particular case, the cube is kept on the horizontal plane. So the cube is kept on the horizontal plane. So for this case, the front view will be like this. So when you see the front view, it is projected on the vertical plane. So you will get a square. So when you see to the top view, since all sides are equal, again you will have a square that will be projected on the horizontal plane. So you will have a square above the XY reference line and below the XY reference line. Say that if your object is placed 20 mm above HP, so this will be visualized in the front view. So when you try to draw in 2D plane, so this will be visualized above your XY reference line. So this 20 mm will be seen above the XY reference line. So when you see from the top view, so the top view again you will have below the XY line. Say that if this object is 20 mm in front of the vertical plane, so front view will be the same. When you see from the top, this 20 mm in front of vertical plane will be visualized. So that will be visible in the horizontal plane, that is below the XY reference line. This example is available in your textbook. So here the cube is placed on HP and 20 mm in front of VP. So when you see to the projection, so this 20 mm in front of VP is visible in the top view. So you can see from here 20 mm in front of VP. So this is drawn below your XY reference line. Cube, when you see all sides are equal in size, so when you keep one face parallel to HP, the other face will be perpendicular to HP. Similarly, in vertical plane, when you keep one face parallel to VP, the other face will be perpendicular to VP. So for cube, whether it is parallel or perpendicular, the cases is going to remain the same. So but this will not be the case for other objects. We will take this cuboid as an example. So for this, the length and the breadth will be equal, but when you see to the height, it is going to be different. So for this kind of objects and for the other objects like triangular prism, all will have base. So for this particular case, I have rested the cuboid in the horizontal plane. and it is going to have the center axis. Again, when you take the triangular prism, so again it will have the base. So I have kept the triangular prism in the horizontal plane, and again it is going to have the center axis. Again, let us consider the cuboid as an example. So for this particular case, so I have kept the base parallel to the horizontal plane, or I have kept the cuboid on the horizontal plane. So I can take like that. When you see to the front view, so it will be visualized like a rectangle. But when you see from the top, so this face, when you see from the top, so this is your top view. So this will look like a square, and this will get projected in the horizontal plane that you will draw below your XY reference line. Let us see to the conditions for this particular cuboid. So now we are seeing the cuboid in the front view. So when you see here, the base is placed on the horizontal plane. Otherwise, it can be said like this: the base is parallel to the horizontal plane. Otherwise, the center of axis is perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So for all these three, your cuboid will rest like this. Condition: the center of axis is parallel to VP. So for all this, your cuboid will rest like this. That is, the rectangular will be visible in the front view and the square will be visible in the top view. Now let us consider the other situation. Now for the same cuboid, here the center of axis is perpendicular to VP. Now the center of axis is perpendicular to VP. Particular cuboid, the center axis is parallel to HP, and when you see to the base, it is on VP. The base is on VP. And it can be said also like that, the base is parallel to VP. For this particular example, you will see the square face in the front view, and you will have the rectangular view in the top view. Now let us consider the cylinder example. Now I have taken the cylinder, I have kept the base on the horizontal plane. In other words, the base is parallel to the horizontal plane. When you consider the center axis is perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So all these three cases are universal. Okay, so we can follow the same. For this particular case, when you see to the front view, looks like a rectangle. So this will get projected in the vertical plane above your XY reference line when you draw in the 2D plane. When you see to the top view, you will get a circle that will get projected on the horizontal plane. Now let us visualize the top view. So you can see a circle that will get projected in the horizontal plane. In 2D plane, if you draw, that will be below your XY reference line. So now we will consider the other case. Now I am going to place the cylinder, that is I am going to rest the base in the vertical plane. So I am going to consider this. I am going to rest the base in the vertical plane. Now how can I define as the base is parallel to vertical plane? So either I can rest the base in vertical plane or the base is parallel to vertical plane. So now we are seeing the front view. So when you see to the front view, it looks like a circle that is projected on the vertical plane. When you see to the top view, it looks like a rectangle that will get projected in the horizontal plane. So if you want to represent the orientation with respect to center axis, then you can say like this: the center axis is perpendicular to vertical plane. Okay, so in front view, when you draw the circle, or in the top view when you draw the rectangle, the rules you followed in projection of planes, so that has to be followed in projection of solids also. This is your textbook example. So you have to draw like this for the cylinder that is having base rested on the horizontal plane. Since the circle does not have edges, so you have to draw like this. Now let us consider the problem number 8. So when you read the problem, draw the projections of a cylinder of base 30 mm diameter and axis 50 mm long, resting with its base on HP and axis 25 mm in front of VP. So in order to project the cylinder, its radius or diameter should be known and its height should be known. So when you see to the problem, so the diameter is given as 30 mm. To infer the height, the given data is, it is going to have an axis 50 mm long. So this axis denotes the height of your cylinder. And one more data is, it is going to have 25 mm in front of VP. So in order to complete this problem, so first when you visualize, you have to draw the true face first. So for this particular case, this cylinder is resting on horizontal plane. So when you see from the front view, you will get a rectangle, but that will not be the true face. But when you visualize from the top, you will have the circle, so that will act as a true face. So that will be projected on the horizontal plane. So you have to draw that first with the help of generators. In the same way that you have done in the projection of planes, you have to follow the same rules and you have to draw the circle. So this you have to do first. So for all the objects, you have to draw the true face. So that is drawn. So after that, you have to extend the generators and you have to draw the front view. So when you see to the problem, so it is going to have 25 mm in front of VP. 25 mm, the center axis is 25 mm in front of VP. So this is your center axis, that is 25 mm in front of VP. So that is drawn below the XY reference line. So that is very clear. And by extending the generators, so the extension which is visible should be drawn as a solid line and which are hidden should be drawn as a dotted line. So this is the general rule. So by following this, you can draw. So for this particular cylinder case, we don't have edges. So we are drawing the generators and we are extending. So for other objects, you will have edges. So the visible edges should be drawn as, see, listen here, take this example. So for this, the visible edges should be drawn as solid lines and the hidden edges should be drawn as dashed lines. And you have to draw the center axis. Clear? Now we are going to see about the triangular prism. So now I am resting the triangular prism with the base parallel to HP, or the base is kept on HP. So this is your front view. So here the axis is perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So this is the front view. So this, when you see to this triangular prism, so these are the edges. So this is your edge. So this is your edge. So you will have three edges. You will have 1, 2, 3. Three edges you will have. But when you take a cylinder, it won't have edges. So let us come back. So this is our alignment. So for this, I have kept the base on HP. Center axis is perpendicular to HP. So in either way you can tell. So this original view will be visible in when the center axis, that is the view which is having the center axis perpendicular. So only in that you will have the true shape. So for this particular case, so the center axis is perpendicular to HP. So that is in the top view. So only in the top view you will have the true shape. So that should be drawn first. Clear. So for this, the top view should be drawn first. So this is an example. Let us consider one more example. So here, so the base is kept on VP. So here the base is kept on VP, or the base is parallel to VP, and its axis is perpendicular to VP. Clear. So in the front view, so when you see the front view, you can see the true shape. So here when you see the axis, that axis is perpendicular to some reference plane, that will show the true shape. You doubly underline this point. Clear. So the axis perpendicular to reference plane will give the true shape always. So you have to doubly underline and you have to keep this point in your mind. Okay, so here the front view will show the true picture. So that should be drawn first, and the visible edges should be extended, and the top view should be drawn for this particular case. Now let us consider one more case. So here what I am doing is, I am going to keep one of the rectangular faces of the prism. So this was one of the rectangular faces of the prism. So this is going to be perpendicular to my VP. Clear. So this is the one of the rectangular face. So this is going to be perpendicular to my VP. So this is the orientation. Clear. So for this particular problem, so the base is kept on HP, and one of the face is perpendicular to VP. Clear. Right. So for this particular case, so and when you see to the axis is perpendicular to horizontal plane. So first what you have to do, you have to draw the true shape. So where you will have the true shape, that is the axis, center axis, which is perpendicular to some reference plane, will show the true shape. So here the top view will show you the true shape. So this is the top view. So when you draw in two-dimensional plane, so this horizontal plane you will rotate by 90 degree. So where you will have below the XY reference line, you will have this. So I have drawn here, you can see over here. So this is your XY reference line. So below this you are having the representation. So this is perpendicular to your vertical plane. So that you have to draw first, then you have to draw the remaining things. Okay, we will consider one more case. Now, one of the rectangular faces is hint. That is one more hint. So, if one of the rectangular faces is perpendicular to VP, so if you in your problem, if you have like this, either you can keep like this or you can keep like this. So, in both the way, you can keep and you can draw. Okay, so now let us consider the another case. So in this case, if one of the rectangular faces is parallel to VP, if one of the, so this is the one of the rectangular face. So either you can take or you can take anything you can take. So if one of the rectangular face is parallel to VP, so if that is the case, then your top view will look like this, and this is your front view. So this is your front view. That is when you see, you won't have the true shape. Clear, but the edges will be visible. Edges will be visible. Right? So first what you have to do? You have to draw the top view. So now let us see to the top view. So this is your top view. Now you have to draw this first. So for this particular case, I have drawn. So you will, below your XY reference line, you will have this. Now let us consider the textbook problem, then we will analyze. Okay, so problem number 2, when you first let me read the problem. A triangular prism, side of base 35 mm and height 50 mm rests with its base on HP such that one of its rectangular faces is perpendicular to VP. So it says that one of its rectangular faces perpendicular to VP. Draw its projections. The nearest edge parallel to VP is 10 mm in front of VP. So the nearest edge parallel to VP is 10 mm in front of it. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, so this is the first case. So that we have seen. So only the top view will show the true picture. So that is drawn first. So that is drawn over here, and the hint, that is the nearest edge parallel to VP. The nearest edge parallel to VP is 10 mm, that is shown over here. Okay, so that is 10 mm, that is shown over here. Now next what you have to do is, you have to extend the edges and you have to extend the center axis, that should be shown as dashed lines. And when in front view, if you visualize, you will have a rectangle. So that can be drawn only by extending or projecting this. So that is projected over, and again the height is given. So that is drawn above your XY reference line. Now let us see to the dimensioning part. So we have drawn the top view. So when you see to the top view, so this A, B, C are visible. Okay, the edges A, B, C are visible, and the bottom edges, the base 1, 2, 3 are invisible. So that is marked over here. So A, B, C visible are marked, and the invisible parts below A, the 1 is hidden. So it is marked within brackets. 1, 2 is hidden, within bracket we have marked, and 3 is hidden, and within bracket we have marked. So 1, 2, 3 is marked. Now we are going to extend this and we are going to draw the front view. Okay, so this is, so from here you have to see here, and we are extending and we have drawn the front view, and the height is given, so we have drawn, and the center of axis is extended as dashed lines. Now we have to dimension this. So when you look from here, A, B is visible. A, B is visible, and so A, B, C is visible at the top, and the bottom corners 1, 2, 3 is hidden. So when you look from here, so the top part A, B is visible. So I have marked like this, A, B. So in front view, you have to mark with a dash. So A dash, B dash I have marked. But when you see here, the C is hidden. C is hidden. So I have, within bracket I have marked as C dash. Clear. So the visible part A, B is marked as A dash, B dash. C is hidden. So within bracket I have marked as C dash, since this is front view, right? And the hidden part, when you see the front view, that is 1, 2 is visible, so I have written as 1 dash, 2 dash. When you see this 3, this is hidden, so I have marked within bracket 3 dash. Consider the dimensioning for another example. For a pentagonal prism, so this is the top view. So when you see here A, B, C, D are visible, so this is the top one. And when you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so this is the base, that is invisible, so that is marked in the within the bracket. Now when you see the edges are projected, so when you see from the front, see this A, B, C are visible, so that is marked as solid lines, that is extended as solid lines. And the hidden edges, so when you see from here, the E, that is D and E are invisible, so that is extended as dashed lines. So according to the dimensioning rules, you have to mark the central axis and the hidden edges. Clear? So we have done this. And when you see here, this A visible, B visible, C visible, so I have marked A dash, B dash, C dash. But when you see here, E and D are invisible. Is that or not? So within bracket I have marked. The same for bottom also. Let us go with one more example. So, but when you see here, for the same example, for this we are having hidden extension lines, but for this particular case we don't have hidden, only the central axis we have. We will see the reason behind that. When you see here from the front view, A, B, C, these edges are visible, so I have extended A, B, C. Clear? So I have extended. Since it is in front view, I am marking A dash, B dash, C dash. Same rules. But see here, E, D are hidden, but these are merged with A. So the hidden is merged with visible, so you need to represent that.